Every entertainment journalist asks the same question. Who is Eason Schnapp's row 8, seat 27 reserved for? As one of the biggest rock stars on the planet, every other seat is sold out, yet that one remains empty, without fail. I, however, knew the truth. That seat wasn't empty by accident. It marked a day that was supposed to be ours, my anniversary with Eason. After his 200th performance, I was scrolling through online chatter, a nightly ritual. Then a single comment cut through the usual noise. You all don't know the half of it. I went to high school with him. That's the day he broke up with someone. I leaned closer, squinting at the screen, but before I could react, the comment vanished. Deleted. My phone buzzed. It was my assistant, frantic.
Ava.
Eason got into a fight. The cops have him. My heart thundered. Forgetting everything else, I bolted for my apartment, swerving dangerously as I nearly crashed my car. When I arrived at the station, I froze. Through the bars, I saw him, Eason, cradling a woman in a purple dress, his arms tight around her. His eyes were red-rimmed, fierce and protective, a side of him I'd never witnessed. And just like that, everything I thought I knew about him shattered. When I entered, Eason's brow furrowed at me. His grip on the trembling woman didn't loosen. Ava, just get us bailed out, he said. I clenched my fists, taking in the woman's face. She seemed familiar, but there was no time to question it. The media would swarm the moment they knew he'd been in police custody. Once the release forms were signed, I finally noticed the tear in her dress and the way she trembled under Eason's protective hold. Vulnerability radiated from her every movement. At the station exit, she met my gaze briefly, handing back Eason's jacket. His jaw was tight, controlled fury simmering beneath the surface. Thank you for tonight. I'm sorry for all the trouble, she whispered. Eason's deep inhale revealed a flicker of irritation. It's nothing. If it weren't for... A drunken, bruised man staggered out behind them. Still in that getup? Waiting for a real man to handle you. The girl flinched. Eason's expression hardened instantly. His fury was almost animalistic as he lunged, fists pounding the man's face repeatedly. You want to die, you bastard? He roared, guttural and terrifying. My pulse jumped. Eason.
Stop.
Do you know where we are? I lunged to hold him back, only to be shoved aside, landing hard on the pavement. Pain flared through my knee as blood seeped through my jeans. The woman gasped, rushing to his side. Eason, please. I'm fine. At her voice, he froze, eyes softening in concern. Are you hurt? Did he? Then he noticed me. Helping me to my feet, he asked gently, Your pants, you okay? For starting another fight at the station, Eason was detained again. The drunk threatened legal action, but I settled it with a six-figure sum. You know what to say, what not to say, I warned the man. Consider this $100,000 for your silence. His eyes lit up and he signed eagerly. On the drive home, Eason stared out the window, silent. Finally, he muttered, Ava, I'm worried he might come after Amanda. Can she stay with us tonight? Amanda. So that was her name. I felt a lump rise in my throat, words caught somewhere between outrage and helplessness. I had been his constant, his rock, always yes, never no. I set Amanda up in the guest room. Later, in our bedroom, I confronted him. Don't you owe me an explanation? Eason, toweling his hair dry, paused, sensing my anger. Then he walked over, embracing me, laughter soft and teasing. Jealous, are we? He kissed my furrowed brow. That's Amanda Summers. Old classmate. Nothing more. I stared at the floor, bile rising in my stomach. The past, now clear, was poison. Long after he drifted into sleep, I messaged the person who had posted the vanished comment. Was her name Amanda? The reply came instantly. Yeah. Everyone at Northwood High knew about them. Message after message detailed his past. Fights for her, late night studying for her, early songs written for her. And the breakup. Eason begging, crying, pride forgotten. Every detail tore at me. The final blow? August 27th. The day they split. The day we began. I had chased him for years. That day, he appeared beneath my window, eyes red-rimmed, voice trembling. Do you want to be with me or not? Stunned, I couldn't respond. Well, yes or no? His impatience was palpable. Yes, I cried, terrified he'd reconsider. That kiss, captured in a photo moments after, should have been ours, but for whom had it truly been meant? Had I been a consolation prize? August 27th was never ours to celebrate. It was her memorial. All those years, I had sacrificed for him. From one dingy club to another, dodging sleazy advances, enduring business vultures, navigating humiliation for his career. His rise to fame was relentless, his voice, his music, a global sensation. Yet row 8, seat 27 remained empty, a silent testament. I asked him once. He had smiled, tapped my head, and said, "You dummy. Did you forget our anniversary?" Now that memory felt like a lie. A whisper from the sleeping man beside me made me shiver. "Amanda, don't leave me." The next morning, Eason instinctively drew me into a kiss. I turned away. "Who pissed you off now?" he asked. "Get Amanda out of her house." "I know about your past," I said, voice flat. "Investigated me?" he asked, eyes cold. "Ava, don't cross the line." "It's not a good look," he warned. I nearly laughed. "The line? I'm your girlfriend. I can ask whatever I want." A tense silence stretched between us. Nothing happened between Amanda and me. "Don't be dramatic," he said finally, voice low. Then came a knock. Amanda's timid voice. "Sorry, I just needed to talk to Eason about something." Eason whispered, "You're the only one for me," then opened the door. Amanda smiled, uneasy.
"Hi, Ava.
I just needed a safe place after last night." "No," I said firmly. "Yes," he countered. I forced a brittle smile, offering my card. "Get a hotel. My treat." Her face twisted with humiliation. Eason snatched the card, tossing it back at me. "Enough." He took Amanda's hand, leading her away. Later, a text arrived. "I truly love him. I won't give him up." Eason didn't return that night, and the following day revealed exactly what she meant. The top floor of Apex Records had always belonged to Eason alone. He stood at the head of the room and gently guided a tall, slim woman forward, positioning himself just behind her, one hand resting lightly at her back in a gesture that was unmistakably protective. "Everyone," he said casually, "this is the new bassist for the band." His gaze lingered on her as he added, "Amanda Summers. She'll be joining us from now on." The room fell into a strained silence. The other members exchanged awkward looks, their eyes darting between me and Eason, none of them daring to speak first. I broke the silence, my voice steady to the point of danger. "Eason, I'm your manager. Did you discuss this with me beforehand?" He finally looked at me, his expression detached, almost bored. "If you don't like it, you're free to quit." The words landed like a slap. He studied my face with open provocation. "You won't though. You can't leave me. So just deal with it." A chill crept through my veins. I stared at him, disbelief giving way to something colder. He was confident, certain my love would keep me obedient. He was wrong. "All right," I said calmly. "I quit." The shock on his face was immediate and unfiltered as I turned and walked out. Behind me, the room felt frozen solid. He caught up to me in the hallway, panic flickering across his eyes as he grabbed my arm. "Ava." He stopped short when he saw the tears gathering in my eyes. I had never cried in front of him like this, never out of hurt or anger. He exhaled heavily, then pulled me into his arms. "I'm sorry. I messed up. I wasn't thinking. Forget what I said. Amanda won't join the band." Hope, foolish and unwanted, flickered alive again in my chest. "Don't be upset," he murmured. "Tomorrow's our anniversary. I've planned everything. Let me pick you up." I nodded, granting him one last chance to break me properly. The next evening, I waited on the sofa, heart fluttering with anticipation. Minutes stretched into hours. The villa remained silent, each tick of the clock grinding my expectations into dust. My phone stayed dark. Then it buzzed. The message came with a photo. "It doesn't matter if I'm not in the band. I told you I wouldn't give up on him." The image showed Eason and Amanda in the practice room, her body pressed against his. I checked my call history. 10 unanswered calls. I grabbed my keys and drove. As I reached the top floor of the building, music drifted down the corridor, accompanied by laughter that pierced straight through me. My legs felt heavy as stone as I approached the door. Through the narrow opening, I saw everything. Amanda sat on Eason's lap at the drum set. His arms encircled her, hands guiding hers as they struck the rhythm. "How are you still this clumsy?" he teased, his smile warm and indulgent. When the music stopped, they leaned closer. Then their lips met. Something inside me finally broke. I staggered back, bracing myself against the wall as tears burned behind my eyes. 10 years of love collapsed into nothing. Looks like I came at the wrong time.
My voice startled them apart.
Eason shoved Amanda away and rushed toward me, his face pale. Ava, don't misunderstand. I was just teaching her. I laughed, sharp and hollow. Walking past him, I faced Amanda's barely concealed triumph. I knocked a cymbal to the floor, then struck her face with a clean, ringing slap. Since when do drum lessons involve kissing? Eason moved instantly, pulling her behind him. The force knocked me back into the wall, pain exploding through my spine. Enough, he snapped. We'll talk at home. I looked at him, really looked at him, and felt nothing. Eason Schnapp, I said coldly. We're done. His pupils shrank. What did you say? I laughed without humor. Do you need it repeated, or are you just pretending not to understand? Panic pressed against his chest, unfamiliar and suffocating. Ava Sinclair, he said tightly. Let's go home and talk. He turned to Amanda. Find a hotel. Message me when you're settled. Then he grabbed my arm and dragged me to the car, driving back to the villa in tense silence. For the first time, I didn't wait for him to open the door. Inside, I went straight to the closet, pulling out my suitcase and passport. He froze. This wasn't a fight. Ava, he said quickly, snatching the documents. I'm sorry. I drank a little tonight. I shoved him away. The scent of another woman clung to him. Don't touch me. He stared at me in disbelief.
His phone rang.
What? His face drained of color. I'm coming. Get her into surgery. He turned to me frantic. Amanda was in an accident. I have to go. I swear I'll keep my distance. The one I love is you. Our 10-year anniversary concert is in 2 days. I can't do it without you. Then he left. 10 years. 10 years, and it still wasn't enough to compete with the memory. He never came back before the concert. If he had, he would have seen the empty house. He would have found the last thing I left behind. On the night of the show, I sat among the crowd like a stranger, ready to watch the empire I built without me. Backstage, Eason paced. Any word from Ava? He asked security. She checked security plans this morning, Mark replied. Probably busy. Relief loosened Eason's shoulders. She wouldn't really leave him. Are you sure about that seat? Mark added. It's been empty for 10 years. It's fine, Eason said. Ava will handle the narrative. Besides, that seat was always meant for her. When the cameras focused on row 8, seat 27, Amanda appeared on the screens. Eason spoke into the mic. This seat belongs to someone very important to me. She's inspired me for 10 years. Amanda smiled shyly. In the darkness, I laughed softly. Of course. I left before the song began. Deleted his number. Blocked his accounts. Erased him with a few taps. After the concert, the label head called him in a fury. You just confirmed a relationship on stage. What? Eason snapped. Ava was supposed to manage it. There was a pause. Eason, the man said quietly. Ava quit. Silence followed. You didn't know? Eason's hand gripped his phone so tightly his knuckles turned pale. His voice trembled, an unfamiliar edge betraying the anger and disbelief he tried to mask. Wait, what did you say? She quit. No, that can't be. Ava would never quit. She promised she'd always be by my side. The realization crashed into him like a tidal wave, shattering the certainty he had always taken for granted. The label head sighed. She came by my office 2 nights ago. He remembered the scene with perfect clarity. Ava had stormed in just as he was packing up. She had always seemed untouchable, unbreakable, but that night, her eyes were red, rimmed with emotion. I'm here to resign, she had said, voice steady, almost chilling in its calmness. Eason had frozen. Why so suddenly? Is something wrong? We can fix it. You don't have to leave. The 10-year anniversary show is tomorrow. I need you. She had held up a hand, cutting him off. It's not necessary. I've made up my mind. I'm just informing you. She'd left her resignation letter on his desk and walked out without a backward glance. Backstage, surrounded by the noise and chaos of the concert, Eason now sat alone in his dressing room, a hollow emptiness pressing down on him. The revelry outside seemed distant, as if it belonged to another world, and the one person who connected him to it all had vanished. He pulled out his phone, thumb hovering over a number he knew by heart. He dialed. Once. Twice. Over and over. The 20th time, the line clicked and the same cold, automated voice answered. Eason froze. His confidence, his certainty, the triumph of the stage moment. It all drained away like water through a sieve. Then Mark appeared, leading Amanda into the room. She was still in her purple dress, cheeks flushed with the blush Eason had once told her he loved. "Eason," she said, sliding into his lap with a bold, practiced ease. "I never realized you were waiting all these years for me." Her lips curved, and she leaned closer. "From now on, this seat is mine. Forever." Eason recoiled, as if woken from a nightmare, shoving her away and rising unsteadily. "Amanda," she stammered. "I know you're probably trying to figure out how to explain this to Ava. But she'll understand, right? Who could stand in the way of true love?" True love. The thought hit him like a fist. But was it really Amanda he loved, or had it ever been her? While the dressing room remained tense, the internet erupted into chaos. What is happening? Is this a public announcement at a concert? Is Eason Schnapp trying to ruin his career? He called her an old friend, sure, and she's probably in his bed right now. Fans, gossip sites, and stans clashed online, forcing Apex Records into an emergency PR meeting. 15 minutes later, Eason sat before the storm of negative headlines, his brow furrowed deeper than ever. In his career, he had never seen such backlash. Amanda scrolled beside him, eyes red, whispering, "Eason, look at what they're saying. How can they think this is okay? We're in love." Eason's lips pressed into a tight line. He said nothing. The label head rubbed his temples. "All right, what's the plan?" The PR director spoke cautiously. "We have to push the a little sister angle. But without Ava, we're flying blind. She managed relationships with half the media outlets and kept your image spotless." The weight of it struck Eason hard. Ava was gone. Really gone. A desperate, burning anger surged inside him, mingled with panic. "Forget the spin," he snapped. "We're not walking it back. I'll announce she's my girlfriend. Just hire bots to bury the hate." The executives exchanged wary glances, knowing there was no talking him down. Eason acted. He grabbed Amanda's hand, pulled out his phone, and snapped a photo right in the meeting room. 10 years of waiting. It was always you. Paid accounts flooded the comments, keeping the narrative from spiraling entirely, but every trending topic now revolved around him. Notifications poured in, friends questioning his sanity, rivals mocking him, and the one he longed to see, Ava, never came. He exhaled shakily, a creeping doubt twisting in his chest. He might have made a colossal mistake. Amanda, oblivious, clutched her phone, heart soaring. Eason had never stopped loving her. That night, after dropping her at the hotel, he didn't return home. 4 days later, he finally returned to the villa, back covered in scratches from a restless, panicked frenzy. "Ava? Ava, He stopped. Silence greeted him. Empty rooms, the echo of his own mistakes. He sank onto the sofa, numb, staring at the ceiling. Last night, he had lost control. Finally, he forced himself to his feet, opening the bedroom door. All of her things were gone. A letter lay neatly on the nightstand. Hand shaking, he picked it up. Inside, a torn sheet, halves of a marriage agreement signed years ago. He remembered the night vividly. 9 years ago, career in shambles, she had come home late, smelling faintly of alcohol. "Where have you been?" he had asked. "Meeting old friends," she murmured. "Trying to get you a spot at a festival." He had watched her sleep in his arms, cheeks flushed. Gently, he had handed her a pen and paper. "Ava, you're not old enough to marry, but I swear, when you turn 22, we'll go to the courthouse. Everything I have, everything I ever will have, is yours." Tears of love had filled her eyes. She had signed immediately, pressing the paper to her chest. Now, 10 years later, he stared at the two halves of the promise, realizing she wasn't coming back. A terror unlike anything he had known washed over him. Then, the doorbell rang. Hope surged, wild and desperate.
"Ava."
"I knew you'd." The name froze. "Amanda." She pushed past him, dragging suitcases into the master bedroom. Eason's chest tightened. Watching her settle into the space he had shared with Ava, revulsion and disbelief mingled in his gut. Everything about this was wrong. In my new apartment, I began a digital cleanse. Every trace of Eason, photos, messages, even contact info for our old team, was erased. I logged out of social media, silenced my phone, and slept through an entire day and night. When I awoke, it was to birdsong and the gentle murmur of the city outside, not the pinging notifications and the suffocating weight of online chaos. A faint smile touched my lips. Out of habit, I unlocked my phone. The headline still blared across the news. Eason Schnapp makes it official. I clicked the article, glanced at the photo of their entwined hands, and then shut it down. For the first time in years, I felt nothing. A deep, calm certainty had settled over me. My heart no longer belonged to Eason Schnapp. Later, while buying groceries, I nearly collided with my new neighbor. Handsome, with sharp eyes, he froze when he recognized me. You're, he stammered. You're Eason Schnapp's manager. I raised an eyebrow. And you are. Recovering quickly, he said. Oh, sorry, not a creep, I promise. I'm a singer too, though nowhere near as successful. Liam Carter. I shook his hand. Ava Sinclair. The moment I spoke, he snatched his hand back, as if burned, and practically fled into his apartment, ears red. That evening, a sudden dizziness overcame me. Fumbling with my keys, my vision blurred, and the world slipped away. I barely registered the door opening before a figure rushed to me. Ava. I woke in an unfamiliar room, heart pounding. Liam was there, holding a tray. You've been out for 3 days, he explained. High fever. I called a doctor and put you on IVs. I glanced at my arm, faint needle marks visible. Liam, thank you. He shrugged. Found you on my welcome mat, delirious from fever, mistaking my place for yours. Don't worry.
Drink this.
You need to take better care of yourself. Ava. I asked, surprised. Since when are we on first-name terms? And I'm older, you should call me Miss Sinclair. He pouted but said nothing. After days of fevered sleep, I felt renewed, as if shedding the last remnants of my past life. Noticing his instruments, I frowned. Signed with a label? Not yet, he admitted. Good, I said. As thanks, I'll take you to Apex Records for an audition. Success isn't guaranteed, that's on you. His face lit up, eyes sparkling. The same spark Eason had worn a decade ago. The next day, I led Liam through Apex Records. The elevator doors opened, and Eason stepped out. He froze. Ava. I nodded to him, calm, then turned to Liam. Come on, let's go. Eason noticed Liam only then. Panic and rage flared in his eyes as he lunged for my arm. Who is he? What does it matter to you? I snapped, yanking free. Liam intervened, shoving Eason's hand away. She said, let go. Didn't you hear her? Liam asked, concern clear. Eason's confusion melted into hollow rage. Ava. I stepped between them, voice cold. Don't start. His eyes narrowed. Ava. I ignored him, leading Liam to the label office. 15 minutes later, he emerged, head bowed. I got it. He's helping me form a band. Liam exclaimed, hugging me tightly. My smile was genuine. Before we could leave, Eason appeared, eyes red, wild. Ava Sinclair, what's this? You're my girlfriend, my manager. What are you doing with another man? I stared. Are you insane? I quit. I'm no one to you. And the girlfriend you announced? That wasn't me. You and I are done. Relief briefly flashed across his face. So, you're just angry about the announcement? Stay out of my life, Eason, I said, unwavering. His smirk vanished. Are you serious? Ava, You don't like Amanda, I get it. I'll send her away. Clear it all up. That's what you want, right? He rushed forward, desperation in his voice. We were supposed to get married. I made you wait too long. We can go register now. Please. I stepped back.
No.
Not willing anymore. His confusion grew. Why now? I let the truth hit. You kept row 8, seat 27 for Amanda, not me. And the day you asked me to be your girlfriend?
Just because she left.
Tell me, Eason, was I ever anything to you but a tool? His panic escalated. No. Ava, that's not it. Let me explain. I shook my head. I was your girlfriend, but you ignored me for her, fought for her, dismissed my feelings repeatedly. Why stay? I'm not a masochist. He tried to speak, but words failed. It wasn't like that, he stammered. I love you. I only announced her to make you angry, to get you back. I laughed bitterly. We're not children. Those games are pathetic. I turned, leaving him frozen in the stairwell. Liam's hand found mine, and we walked away together. Back at the villa, Amanda flitted about, oblivious. Eason's restraint snapped. Shut up, Amanda. 24 hours. Your thing's out. $1 million, then never see me again. Her laugh was sharp, mocking. A man like you will never deserve love. The villa fell silent. Eason sank to the sofa, staring at a photo of us. Loneliness crashed over him. Tears fell, and a choked sob racked his body. After that day, I rarely saw him alone. With my guidance, Liam Carter rose to fame, the next Eason Schnapp, but with one crucial difference. When he won his first major award, he retired. When I asked why, he simply smiled, taking my hand. My only goal, he said, eyes steady with love, was ever to win you.